Hello again, everyone. Yesterday, I made this card and I actually was making a video of it as well. And I thought I'd managed really well to get through to the end. No great coughing bouts, and I was really quite pleased. Looked at my phone and it had stopped recording after 5 minutes. I don't know why, don't know how, but stopped recording after 5 minutes. So what I will do is show you now the finished card. I will then put in that bit of video that I made so far up to a certain point, and then try and carry on and show what I did from that point to get to this, if you get my drift. Okay, it was all to do really with the fact that a lady had said to me on seeing this card the previous day, she couldn't see the relationship or the relevance of a horse with the sentiment Noel. But this horse is a very specific kind of shape. And when you look at that shaped horse, anybody who's seen a Dala horse before knows that it's the Swedish Dala horse. Made by the woodsmen out in the woods. When they were there, all they could see were their horses and the wood. And so what did they do? They made horses out of wood, carved them. So most of them are wooden. But this one is from a Swedish company. It's from Gummiapan, and it is a Dala horse. So very often it's used as a Christmas ornament, and often used as a Christmas greeting. So here's my little attempt at a Dala horse. You'll see in the other bit of video what I saw on the internet. So I'll show you that bit of video now. Hello again, everyone. Feeling much better myself, still coughing, but I am feeling much better. Today, I thought I'd just talk about this card, because a lady said to me she liked the 3 cards I put on the internet, but she didn't see the significance or the relationship between horses and Noel. So I just thought I would talk a little bit about the Dala horse from Sweden. We've got no internet today. Our provider is doing some, I don't know, work of some description, and so I'm having to piggyback my iPad onto my phone, and it looks to me like it keeps on jumping back to try and use the proper internet, so I may have a bit of a struggle. Anyway, I just thought I would show this picture. This is where a Dala horse is used as a decoration Christmas ornament. They're always made of wood, well, nearly always made of wood, and decorated. Originally carved by men out in the woods. All they could see was wood and horses, so they made wooden horses. And they've been decorated, and it's a traditional Swedish souvenir. So this one, they're just plain, but as you could see on here, the Dala horses are very often decorated, so I thought I'd have a little play. And I came up with these 2. This one I coloured with alcohol markers. And when I used some gel pen on it to draw the reins, the colour bled through. So I thought perhaps I should use a piece of red card to start with. But then I had another thought, and I thought about Dr. Phil Martin's Bleed Proof White. And I put some of that on the feet, on the hooves of this horse, and the red hasn't bled through. That is where you can see it looks decidedly pink, and this one is white, and that was the Dr. Phil's. And the way I applied that was with a very tiny brush like this, tiny drop of water. You can see I may be able to reconstitute this here, actually. This was from when I used it earlier. Just add a bit more water. There we go. Let's just paint the hooves of this one. This is this one. Let's do this one. This is another one I was having a play with. You just do that, and it stays white. So that's that. So what I thought I would do is decorate this one. Lots of these horses look as if they've got a bridle and a saddle. So let's just go ahead and give him a bridle. I'll just use a bit more of this white just to zhuzh it up a little bit. So very fine paintbrush, and I'm going to, I don't really know much about horses or where bridles go, all this kind of carry on, but we'll just have a go. So that one's going across, and then we'll have another one kind of going up towards the back of the head. I don't really know how they go. Okay. A bit more on there. Okay. Now, I noticed that a lot of these had they look a bit like kind of saddles. So I thought, what can I use for a saddle? This one, I just used tiny little, this is an edging die, and I used the wastage, the tiny little circles from there, put a piece of double-sided tape on the back of the card, cut it out, and then to get them off, all you have to do is take off the backing like that, pick up the shape with the pokey tool like this, and then you can stick it on. I'll stick it on. I'll stick it on coming down here. So it's easy. You don't have to bother with glue if you've used double-sided tape. Okay, let's carry on with this one. What I thought I would use for the saddle, what I did for this one, this was a tiny, tiny one of the giveaways from Gummiapan, and it's a little hanger. It's got a little tiny little loop there, and I thought I would just cut it in half and use half for a saddle like that. So that's what I'm going to do again. So let's just cut this in half. I'll cut that bit off because I may be able to use that bit, because these are the two halves of the ornament. So let me just cut through this. I'm cutting it actually straight. We can just pop that onto there. And we've got a little saddle. So I'll stick that down. Just a drop of glue. If you find picking things up difficult, I've got one of these things. It's supposed to be for jewellery, I think. Not quite sure how that is supposed to work. But this end is a bit sort of, a bit blue tacky, and you can just do that and pick things up. So if you have trouble picking things up, one of those things is really quite handy. So just pop. Well, that was it. That's where we stopped. So I was just about to stick a saddle onto this little one, this tiny bit here. I've got a bit of spare scrap card here. You can see I've been doing a bit of cutting out, so I'll just cut another one. And I cut it in half to put half of it on the back of the horse as a saddle. I think all the decorations of these horses are all, you know, probably very cyclist styled, and some people could recognise the painter of the horse by the patterns that they put on. I don't know if that's true or not really, but we will see. I think I just got up to about the point where I was going to stick one of these little chaps on. So let's just do that. There we go. Tweezers. So there's our little saddle. Oh yeah. Now I used Dr. Phil Martin's Bleed Proof White to draw the bridle and that kind of thing on, and I used a very fine little paintbrush. So let's do that now. A little bit of the white, and on we go. The company that provides our internet had given us plenty of notice to say that yesterday they would be doing maintenance work or whatever, I don't know what, on their equipment, and we would have outages of internet provision. So we were kind of expecting it, but it's still carried on a little bit today, so I don't know what's going on there. Right, I have a bit of a bridle. Just going to carry on and paint a bit of a mane. I think I'll give him a few oopie doops for his mane this time, just to make it a little bit different. There we go. 3 little, let's put a bit more depth of colour on, I think. Drop of water. It just wasn't moving very smoothly. Right, my pot of what Dr. Phil's may well have dried a little bit. There we go. So there's the mane. Okay, we have a mane, we have a bridle, we have a saddle. Okay, I think what I may have done next was the rest of the decoration, and I used a gold pen, my Spectrum Noir metallic paint marker, and this is the fine one. They come in sets of 3, and this is the fine one. I'm just going to do this kind of business. This is how the saddle is, don't know what you call them, but you know. And let's do something round here as well. I think we'll put a bit of decoration round there. I have got a jelly roll one here. This should be a gold. Probably going to be a different colour, but still. Yes, it's not so solid, this one. Never mind. And then I used a green one as well. A lot of these horses were decorated with green. So just put a bit of decoration like this. I haven't done his feet, have I? I will give him white feet. White hooves. There we go. Oh, there's my little horse. Give him a little white eye as well. Don't know if he has an eye, but he's got one now. All right. So, to stick, having such a small centerpiece as this, it's nice to do something with the presentation of it, I think. So, what I did was, I got a piece of foam sheet. This particular sort, as you can see, is from sticks to anything. So what you do is, I just cut a small piece of this, large enough to take the die cut from, and pop this through the die cutting machine. Let's do it. That fits the best way. Okay. I found with this particular one that it seems easier to use to have the writing bit on the side, facing you on the side that you've put your die onto. So I don't suppose it matters really which way, but it just made it sort of simpler for me. So what I need to do is take off this top layer, like that. I am going to put just a little glue stick on, because I may need a bit of manoeuvrability to get the red one on the top. Okay. There we are. So now that little horse has got dimension. Can you see already that he's casting a shadow? So he's a bit more vital than he was before. And to make the background for him, what I used were these, this is from a set of Creative Expressions, stitched, double stitched or double pierced, no, they're called Noble for some reason, Noble squares. So I've got 3 consecutive ones from the set. They go much bigger. So I taped 2 together. So by taping 2 together like this, I can get a frame. So here's this piece of spare card. Pop this onto here. And what I think I'll do at the same time is put the smaller one in the middle. This one doesn't necessarily have to be absolutely equidistant from the other one, because this one is going to be the tiny little bit here. Oh no, I didn't do that actually, did I? What I did, I used that one. I remember now. Okay, let's leave that one like that, and I'll cut another one as well as. Okay, let's do this. Don't know where to put it, just put it there. Right, cut these 2 out, because I used all the lot of them, just to add a different kind of texture really and dimension. So, by cutting the 2 out together, like this, let's just take this off carefully, I have got a frame. Okay, take this off very carefully, because I'm going to be using this piece as well. So we're going to build up a bit of dimension. So there's my frame. You see, I've got piercing on the inside of this square from the larger one, and piercing around the outside of the square from the smaller one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. On my card, put this onto some foam tape, which is going to raise it up. I'll do that quickly. Somebody said to me, I need to put my things away. I get too cluttered. And I agree, I do, but I have absolutely nowhere to put things. This is the size of my work area. I've got a die cutting machine on my right. I've got a carousel of things on my left. I have 2 trays full of, 2 racks full of distress oxides behind those. And that's it. And I've got no table to the side of me, no extra space. So sadly, I mean, I throw a few things behind me on top of my cutting machines, but I really am so short of space, it's not true. So this is going to go on there like that. You see, and already you've got that dimension. This one went flat inside there. All right. Let's get it straight. I'm not going to stick this together just now because this actually isn't a card base. It's just a single piece of card. So I don't want to ruin it. This one went onto foam tape as well to give that dimension. And then, of course, my horse will sit proud of that because he's on the foam sheet. So now whether I do a sentiment on this or not, I really don't know, but I hope it's sort of shown you a little bit of why I use that for a Christmas card. It's the sort of traditional souvenir from Sweden. It's called a Dala horse, usually made of wood, but you know, you see them in other forms as well. I really wish I'd bought one when I saw them in Sweden when I was on a cruise some time ago, but I thought they were a little expensive. But when you consider the work that goes into them, I think the next time I go to Sweden, one of those will be coming back in my suitcase with me. So I don't think it's going to be until next year. We're due to go to Sweden next year, but we will see. So the Dala horse, often painted red, sometimes green, sometimes blue, sometimes white, but mostly, predominantly red. So I hope you like him. And thank you so many people for your wonderful messages wishing me well. I truly appreciate it, and it's so nice to be amongst so many friends. So thank you so much, and come and see me soon.